What the size of that? The Bluetti Elite 30. Let's talk about it. Hi guys, welcome back to another episode. So as you saw in the intro, Bluetti have sent me out their brand new Elite 30 V2, which is the upgraded version from the EB3A. So let's get it unboxed and have a wee look at it. So as I said, the Bluetti E30 V2 is the upgraded version to the EB3A, which is the one that I had here. But looks wise, it looks very similar to the Bluetti AC2A, I think it is, but this one's more powerful and outputs more power as well. So let's get it unboxed. You get the box on the top, we've got the manual. So pretty standard, you've got your manual and your warranty card. In the box, the AC charging cable, but they've also given you the car charger as well, and it's XT60, so you also get a wee grounding screw as well. What's the size of that? Just for comparison height wise, I've got a can of Rockstar, just a bit smaller than a can of Rockstar. That's pretty impressive. My MacBook's taller than it, and this is the 13-inch version. So obviously I sold my Bluetti EB3A, but if you take a look at this picture here, I managed to find it online where it shows the EB3A and the E30 V2 together. So the Elite 30 V2 is 11% smaller and 6.5% lighter than the EB3A, but I will cover the main differences from this to the EB3A later in the video. So let's cover some of the features. The E30 V2 goes from 600 watts all the way up to 1500 watts. It has a 288 watt hour live pole 4 battery with around about 3000 plus cycle charges before reaching to 80%. The weight of it is only 4.3 kilograms. This could easily fit in a backpack. It's just so light. So with this version you can actually plug in up to 8 devices. However, on the American and Japanese versions they actually have 2 more AC outputs. On the UK market, and I'm thinking Australia as well, it's only the 1 AC output. So on this model you get 1 pure sine wave AC UK plug socket, you get 1 DC 12 volt 10 amp output, and below is 2 12 volt 8 amp DC 5521 sockets, which can be useful for solar panels, security systems, or to add 2 more 12 volt socket adapters, but obviously these ones are only rated to 8 amps. You've got 2 USB-A 15 watt ports and 2 USB-C ports as well. One of them is 100 watts and the other is a 140 watt 3.1 USB-C fast charging port. Up the top you've got your DC input for your solar charging up to 200 watts. It's also your car charging port as well as the Bluetti Charger 1 port, and again that's rated at 12 volt 10 amps. On this side you've got your ventilation. On the other side you've got your UK charger socket, which we just plug into the wall. You've also got a wee grounding point here as well. And at the back you've got this nice carry handle, which is nicely made into the actual device itself, so it's not protruding out the way or it doesn't fold up or anything, it's just ergonomically made into the actual unit. Unlike the Elite 100 and 200, you've got your DC and AC buttons and the power button. So when it comes to the LCD screen, there are a few wee differences compared to the other versions. So the LCD on this one isn't as feature rich as the other versions. So on this one you've got your input, you've got output, and you've got which mode you're on. We're on eco mode. If there's no power going through the unit, it basically turns the unit off after a certain time. It's got the percentage left and how many hours left as well. Normally on the other versions, when you turn on AC or the DC, it will tell you somewhere on the screen. However, when you press AC, you get a wee dot, if you can see that there. Turn it off again. And then if you put DC on, watch next to the output. It's just a little dot again. So there's nowhere on the LCD screen that tells you it's on. It's not a big issue because as you can see on the buttons, they light up, and that's basically your reference to know if the buttons are on or not. Charging time, it can be charged from 0 to 80% in 45 minutes, and from 0 to 100% it's roughly about 70 minutes. You can also use solar with it as well, so you can plug in up to 200 watts of solar power, but this can also be charged by your car, by a fuel generator, solar, or you can also use the Bluetti Charger 1, which is pretty cool. So across all the Elite products, they all now support Wi-Fi, and the Elite 30 V2 is no exception. It also supports Wi-Fi. You can also control it with a smart app. So let's cover the app. So to connect the Bluetti E30 V2 to the app, you go into devices, and then you go up the top, add device, and then it's the EL30. You can select our Wi-Fi network. Now we're obviously in the middle of nowhere, so we're not going to have any Wi-Fi. We'll keep the name as is, so it's simple, and there you go, it's up the top there. So now what we do is we get the option to use it with Wi-Fi or Bluetooth, so let's use Bluetooth because again we're in the middle of nowhere. So in this menu it shows how much battery percentage we've got left. So up the top left we've got the Bluetooth indicator and a signal indicator just to show how strong the signal is, and on the PV that would basically be for solar, car charging, or from the Bluetti Charger 1. If it was plugged in through the AC to like a wall socket on the grid, it would come in through here. Because we've got the DC on, you can see it's feeding power to the DC, and the same with the AC, but we can actually turn these on remotely. So if you can see here, we can turn it off, and it works with AC as well. Down here it shows how much time remaining on the unit, how much saved from your energy usage, and then into settings you can rename it, you've got your network settings, again for your Bluetooth or your Wi-Fi. You can set your default connection mode, so this is set to the cloud, so I'm going to change that to Bluetooth, so it always connects to Bluetooth as soon as I turn it on. You've got your working mode, so you've got your standard UPS, and again this is all related to if you use like CPAP machines and stuff. And then below you've got power lifting, which means you can basically run it up to 1500 watts. You've got eco mode, so in eco mode this basically means that if the device doesn't detect any power going through it, it shuts it off. And then this is for the LCD screen, so you've got a timeout, or you basically can set it for 30 seconds, a minute, 5 minutes, or never. Then you've got your firmware upgrades, which I probably need to do. I've updated everything, so everything should be updated now. There you go. And I would recommend doing this when you fully charge it, just to make sure that everything's up to date and the device is working properly. And then you've got about device, which will give you serial numbers, whether connected to the Wi-Fi or not. And that's pretty much it for the app. And I do love the app because it does keep all your devices in the one place. And it's also got an improved UPS time of 10 milliseconds. So if you use it for, you know, like CPAP machines, stuff like that. So this just shows how little space it takes in your micro camper. It's so tiny. So if your console's a switch 2, it's only taking 9 watts, and at 79% we're getting roughly 17.2 hours on one charge from that tiny power bank. So with this unit having 600 watts power output or 1500 max power lifting, this is going to have you covered for quite a lot of devices. So for charging phones, iPads, drone batteries, drones, laptops, this is going to keep you going. But if you're going to try and use something like an air fryer and stuff like that, it's just not going to cut it. As always on the channel, with every power station that I get, I always check to see if it will run my diesel heater. So let's see if the Bluetti Elite V2 will run my 4 kilowatt diesel heater. If it does, that's a game changer for car campers and micro campers everywhere. My diesel heater only takes roughly about 100 to 110 watts of power to start up, but on the cool down it needs 120 to 125 watts. To me that doesn't make sense why to cool the diesel heater down it needs more watts. You would think it would need more watts trying to get it to temperature. So to start this test I'm going to need to turn the lights out because my lights are routed to my 12 volt socket. I'm probably going to need to put this down here just so that it reaches. So let's test it with the lights first. Yep, so the lights are giving us 9 watts. Let's turn the fridge on. And the fridge I'm using is a compressor fridge, and it's only running just now because it has warmed up a bit from being turned off. After it gets the temperature it basically cuts off. So as you can see we're getting power. So the diesel heater's come on, so I'm going to take it right down. So we'll set it to 10. And we're already pulling 95, 99 watts. So once the diesel heater gets the temperature, that 99 watts is going to drop down to say maybe 4 or 5 watts, and then when we go for the cool down it's going to shoot up to 120, 125. So the real test is going to come when we go to cool it down, and if it's not able to do it, it's just going to cut it off and it's going to just flag up that it's overheating or it's going above the set voltage. So that's what we're keeping an eye on. We're only at 100 watts, 107, but as you can hear the clicks already started. It's roughly going between 9 and 12 watts. Running at this temperature, it's going to run for 20 hours. So again, there was never any question in my mind that this can run the diesel heater, but now we need to see if it can cool it down. So fingers crossed, I'm not expecting much, and we are off. So again, if this isn't going to work, it's going to just cut out. So I'm going to put it on the power station and just leave it there and see what happens. I can hear the fan starting to ramp up now as well. So we're maxing at 130. And this is from the Bluetti E30 V2. I've no fault codes. As you can hear, it's still going, but the wattage has dropped to 24. So I'm going to pull it away because it's at 23 watts on the Bluetti, and I just want to show you the diesel heater screen. So as you can see, it's still coming down. We don't have any fault codes, but so far so good. There's no fault codes on the Bluetti or on the diesel heater. Off. That's the time we ran it for, 15 minutes. I think it was 80% we had it when we started the test, and in 15 minutes we've only went down 1%, and that's only due to the startup and the cool down. I don't know if that's an exclusive, but you just saw it here first. This tiny 288 watt hour power station just ran my 4 kilowatt hour diesel heater and cooled it down. No fault codes on the power station or on the diesel heater. So can the Bluetti Elite 30 V2 run my diesel heater? Yep. So you've seen it running that. It can handle the lights, it can handle the fridge, drone batteries, camera batteries, your iPad, your laptops, and if you're a gamer and you've got the new Nintendo Switch 2, this is going to more than cover you for having that external power to keep you gaming. So if you were eagle-eyed and you saw my Camplux video, you'll have noticed I was using the Elite 30 V2 there, because when I took the portable Camplux shower out, I forgot to charge it because it's got a rechargeable battery, and this came to the rescue because of how small and light it is. So this helped to charge the shower and use it at the same time. So this is just a wee diagram that I've made of the comparisons between the Bluetti Elite 30 V2 and the Bluetti EB3A, and if you see in the middle with the key, the magenta is no change, the yellow's better and the red is poor. As you can see here, the Bluetti Elite 30 V2 is winning every single category apart from output power and no light source. I'm also going to add in as well the wireless charging as a win for the EB3A, because the Bluetti Elite 30 V2 doesn't have wireless charging, but again, it never really bothered me. The fact we get 140 watt USB-C 3.1 is more than enough for me, but if you want to have a wee closer look over these, just pause the video. Believe it or not, I ran my camper van for 1 full year using a power station that was a wee bit bigger but only had 256 watt hours. Let me tell you, you can adapt to your power needs even if the wattage is only, in this case, 288 watt hours. With the size and weight of this could easily run your camper. You can take this thing anywhere. You can take it for beach days, you can take it tent camping, you can go hiking with it, weekends away, this thing will have you covered. If you pair this with a 200 watt solar panel, you'll be off grid for days, because again, I ran my micro camper from one of these that had less power. It's just one of those things, you'll understand your power needs, what you can keep in charge and what you can't and stuff like that. For the big power it's got is a game changer for the power station market, especially if you're car camping or if you're in a micro camper or if you go camping a lot. Put this at the very bottom of your backpack, put all your stuff on top of it and you're good to go. So what's some of the pros and cons of the E30 V2? Pros, it's light, it's got a tiny form factor, it's got tons of inputs. It's the only one on the market that I've seen that's got 140 watt 3.1 USB-C fast charging, plus you get another 100 watt USB-C port as well. I love the fact that Bluetti is now moving forward with the XT60 connection for charging it with your car, solar, or the Bluetti Charger 1. Is there any cons? It's not really a con for me, but I'm going to take a lot of people into consideration, and that is this one doesn't have wireless charging, the EB3A does. Personally, from my perspective, I never really use wireless charging, so I'm not really fussed about that. I will happily take the 140 watt fast charging 3.1 connection, but I do realise it can be a con to maybe some people. So there is another con, but I think it's probably more subjective person to person, and that is the EB3A has a light and the Elite 30 doesn't. But to me it's subjective. I didn't really use the light on the EB3A, so I'm not missing it. So guys, if you're in the market for a small portable power station that's light, small form factor, but you need that power, then the Bluetti E30 V2 is going to more than cover it for you. So guys, this is a launch product and it's out today. And if you want to go and pick this up, I'll leave a link in the description, along with a 5% off code BLUETTIRobert. So if you put that in at the checkout, you'll get a nice wee 5% off. Again, thank you Bluetti for sending it out for the review. So guys, if you've got any questions or queries about the Elite 30 V2, then drop them in the comments and let me know. And if you did go and enjoy the video, why not drop it a wee like and let me know in the comments. And if you haven't already, why not get subscribed and hit that bell notification so you're always notified when I drop in a video. So until the next one guys, peace.